UnitedHealth Group is a Fortune 100 firm. We've got 6 business segments. Our business is all about healthcare and health and well-being. Our business segments range from health plans to pharmaceuticals to data management with healthcare information. Our staffing process prior to RecruitSoft, we had a very decentralized model. UnitedHealth Group grew rapidly through many acquisitions, and our 6 business segments all had very disparate and different staffing processes. It was paper intensive, there was no technology, there was no careers website. It was a very archaic, old, paper intensive process. Okay, our top objectives for a recruiting technology was we wanted something that had an end-to-end process. And what I mean by that is that it was a tool that supported our 4 main constituencies. Candidates, as they applied, they could apply online, they could profile their skill sets, it was easy for them to use. For recruiters, our second contingency, that they could have a tool that determined what skills were necessary for a job, and people could profile their skill sets. Our managers, we needed a tool because our managers, we had just implemented something called HR Direct, where our managers use technology and have a self-service kind of mode on submitting requisitions and getting that approved online. And then finally, we needed something that fit and could integrate with all of our other technologies that we were implementing at that time. And looking at a technology not only for that time, but something that was scalable for the future as we continue to build off our technologies, and we want to integrate recruiting with talent managing, all those other types of things. So something that was scalable. One of the attractions in picking RecruitSoft was what I call a vanilla technology, and I mean that in a good sense. It was able for us to develop a process that could be used consistently across all 6 business segments, even though they have very disparate jobs, where one segment you're recruiting non-exempt call center people, the other segment hard to fill epidemiologists. You could still have one process that fit all types of positions. And we were able to use the data fields within RecruitSoft to configure and fit that process, no matter if you're filling a high-level specialized professional to a non-exempt person. It was the same process. And we wanted that because it then is the same for every manager, no matter which segment they work in, and it makes for a much more efficient system going forward. Our implementation process with the recruiting technology, we had a core team, a project management team internally. One person was assigned to be the project manager, and they worked with the RecruitSoft project management team. To put it simply, the implementation was very smooth and easy to do. And we involved our technology people when it came to integrating with our ERP, but for the most part, the implementation was done rapidly and easily, on schedule and under budget. Some of the results of our recruiting technology: first of all, at United, there's a rule that you never implement technology unless you can define what the cost-benefit analysis is going to be. And we look at hard dollar costs only. And in the old model, we were spending an exorbitant amount on search firms, an exorbitant amount on ads, plus we had too many FTEs involved in the recruitment process. After we implemented RecruitSoft, we were able to reduce our ad spend, we were able to reduce our search firm spend, and we were able to reduce the number of FTEs needed to staff positions appropriately at UnitedHealth Group. All this was happening at the same time our volume of recruitment continued to increase. Yet our reduction related to search firms, ad spend, and FTEs, which all tied in with our cost-benefit analysis, were as follows. On ads, we were able to reduce $2 million in the first year. Advertising, another $1.5 million. And then FTEs, we reduced from 80 down to 62, which resulted in another savings of $1.3 million. So we had a return on investment easily within the first year by implementing the recruiting technology. Self-service at UnitedHealth Group is one of our modes of operating, and RecruitSoft fit in very nicely with our self-service model. Our managers are trained to be self-sufficient. Our employees are trained to be self-sufficient. RecruitSoft tied in a number of different ways. For employees, they could simply look up jobs that were available online across the country. We didn't have that in the old model. They could refer friends or candidates, and we have a much more robust employee referral program than we had before. For managers, we were able to reduce the number of job descriptions we had in the company from 3,000 to 900 by having the common building blocks of our jobs that we frequently hire, and we didn't have managers reinventing job descriptions every time they needed a position filled. We were able to have managers go online. We were able to get approvals online. Most importantly, with the new processes, we were able to develop controls on how we staff and how we manage the whole workflow process around recruiting. We use RecruitSoft for both internal and external employees. With the recruiting technology, we can actually measure how many people are filling our positions internally. Last year, for example, in 2002, we filled roughly 12,000 positions, and out of that, about 3,500 of those positions were filled with internal candidates. So we can measure every position that's filled internally, externally, and then by source. Our recruiters speak very highly of using the RecruitSoft system. Again, we came from something where we had no system, but more importantly, it's a very robust tool where they're able to track candidates. They're able to build pipelines. Our recruiters are organized around teams, the IT recruitment team, the clinical recruitment team. They're able to have pipelines. They're able to reduce the cycle time to hire, keep notes on salaries and real specifics on candidates that they've talked to in the past. So they very much use the recruiting technology to their advantage to make them more productive. One of the differentiators of RecruitSoft was the skills-based solution. And again, that was one of the things that attracted us to the product. Because a skills-based solution allows us to identify what are the core competencies needed in a particular job, and then the candidates go in and identify what competencies they have, which results in a better match, better quality of candidate. And we track all of that. We track the number of people hired, we track the competencies, we track the quality. One of the measures on that is, are we reducing turnover in the first year? To us, that means it's a better match. And we're doing all of that by using the core competencies, the ACE methodology that's available through RecruitSoft. One of the side advantages, or sometimes what we refer to as a soft cost of RecruitSoft, was that it was able for us to really articulate our brand much better. In the old days, every business segment had their own strategy on how they, from advertisement to how they marketed their jobs. And candidates didn't even know the 6 business segments were part of the same company. With RecruitSoft, we have a consistent process where we can still identify the different business segments, but we clearly identify that they're a UnitedHealth Group company. And we have that same theme that runs from our sourcing strategies to our career website, and it's built our branding efforts, in fact, to the point where our sales and marketing group is looking at leveraging that for their distribution channels as they go out and sell our products. Our feedback from external candidates has been positive. They like the fact that they can go in and profile their skills and get communication back, first of all, that we did receive their resume and that it didn't go off into a black hole or cyberspace. The other thing they really like about it is that if we don't have a fit at that time for them, that we do have their resume on file, and in the future, when something does match, a job agent goes back out and they can then inquire again about an opening down the road or into the future. So we've had positive feedback, again, from the very lowest level types of positions or non-exempt jobs, all the way up to our senior level positions on the use of the technology. We use RecruitSoft's profiles solution, the ACE methodology, for every position that we have available. It's a great way, first of all, to sort the number of candidates. Sometimes we get over 100 people applying for a particular job that most closely match our opening, and it's certainly much more efficient for a recruiter, so they can spend their time on those candidates whose profiles most closely match the position that's available.